After I met this lady, the following week she's not picking my call. You can't meet me today and start telling me you want to get married to me now. It's not gonna work. You start saying, this so I like you so much. The lady, anybody, any lady I'm going to date must be ready to give it to me anywhere, anyhow, any place, any hour, any hours, as many times I want it. So today let's dive into the dating world, and today we're talking about 5 things you should avoid telling a man or a woman you are looking at dating at the early stage. Calm down. Don't say too much too soon. So let's get the video started. Number one, try not to say you are looking for something serious. For crying out loud, you're just getting to meet that person. You don't know the person. You don't even know if you end up with that person, and you're already all out there facing it out that I'm looking for something serious. First of all, try to create this natural, genuine connection with people. Take it calm. You are just meeting for the. You can't meet me today and start telling me you want to get married to me now. It's not going to work. Okay, let me share an experience that happened to me. There was a time I met a young man, right? When I met him, he was all over me, let's hang out, let's do this. Then I think we hanged out a couple of times. And imagine the very first time we were hanging out, it was like, I want to meet your parents. I want to do this. I'm old enough to get married. It was just all over me. It was just too much. It was too overwhelming. What is happening? Why the rush? Why you are just meeting me today? You want to meet my parents? You want to know everything. Calm down. And will you believe? And that's why I say some of these things. When you read in between the lines, you'd most likely not fall into the trap of the wicked one. Would you believe that? I think that should be like a year after or so. I was in the supermarket and I bumped into him and his wife and their child. And looking at that child is not 2 years old. That child should be roughly around 3 to 4 years. So imagine that was like a year after, and that is happening. So imagine I allowed him to overwhelm me with that rush at that moment where he wants to meet my parents, and maybe I got serious with him and he laid with me and something like that. Imagine that kind of mess I would have put myself into. So once somebody is telling you, meeting you today and saying, I want something serious, it's too early for that, please. Number two, talking about body count and saying that you have this high sexual desire at the early stage, that is a major turn off for some people. It's a major turn off. And sometimes it sounds inappropriate. How will you be this dating life? I've seen situation where meeting somebody, though I understand that they are meeting you for the very first time, or you are getting to know yourself, and they are vibing with you, they are a lot relaxed, and they feel like, oh yes, let me just talk. And the person is telling you about their sexual or body count and say, the lady I've done this with, that lady, she's really good. Oh, if she handles you, in fact, any lady that is very good at that, I can give her all my life, I can give her anything she wants. You start saying, this so I like you so much. The lady, anybody, any lady I'm going to date must be ready to give it to me anywhere, anyhow, any place, any hour, any hours, as many times I want it. It is a major turn. It might not be for some ladies, but at the early stage, come on, don't do that. Number next is bragging about your wealth or height. And this applies to both men and women. Some men, when they are all over, they start bragging. I want to, especially, they'll say, come and see my house. Guy, waiting there that house where they want to see. What is in the house? Or, yes, I have my car, I have this. And so what? What? You have your car, you have your, so, what about that? Or some ladies, the same thing, they flaunt, oh, I have this degree, or most likely when they have higher degree than the men, or they've achieved a lot more than the person they are talking about. It might not necessarily be like they want to use it to make the other person feel bad, but they are just excited to talk about themselves. I say, I have this, I've backed this, I have this car, I've been to this place, I've traveled this, this is what I did, blah, blah, blah. At the early stage, I think it might be too soon and sort of inappropriate. Number next is talking about your ex. In one sentence, my ex used to. In another sentence, oh, when I was with my ex, please, 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 leave the past behind. See, leave the past behind. You are trying to laser in on this person. Most likely, you've not even told the person I want to date you or something like that, but you're trying to meet the person, and at least you're saying it's your ex. That means you are looking at moving forward and meeting somebody next. You can't be meeting me for the very first time and say, oh, yes, this earring is looks like the earring that my friend my ex I once bought for my ex. God, why are you doing that? Even if it looks like the pendant you bought for your ex, please keep that to yourself. It shouldn't be that the person you are seeing now reminds everything about that person reminds you about your ex. That's not good. And this last one I will leave here is one that, especially the ladies, a lot of ladies do this, and some men also do this. Telling the person you're just meeting at initial stage, your whole life story. The person has not even committed anything, and you are telling the person, oh, I've gone through this a lot, like my family did this to me, I went through this situation when I was 4 years old, this is what happened to me, and when I was 7 years old, my uncle did this to me. When I was You can't. I understand that, like I said, you are vibing with this person, you're trying to open up and make the person, okay, see me, this is me. Yeah, but sometimes it's overwhelming when you're just all the attack is too much. So you can't just be meeting somebody for the very first time and you're revealing this secret to this person. Keep some to yourself. At that point, trying to know the person, let it flow naturally. Let things happen naturally. And this away self is sometimes a trap when you see, especially some married men. Oh God. I feel this is just like their slangs or their slogan when you are meeting people that, especially married men, they just like, that my wife doesn't, she doesn't look at me, she doesn't give me time for things like that. It's just an avenue for them to say, okay, I want to lay with you. So when you're see, you can't just be meeting somebody for the first time and you're telling the person your whole life story. Please save some, save some, save some. These are things that from the onset, you just feel like, after I met this lady, the following week she's not picking my call and she doesn't, and you can't really pinpoint what you did. Maybe you said a lot of things too early. Save some. Let it flow natural. Let it come natural. You're getting to know me, I'm getting to know you. Let's talk about other things. We don't necessarily need to settle. Talk about, just neutral ground. Talk about sport. Talk about basic things. Then naturally with time, everything will just become second nature. You get to Until you get to that comfortable stage where you feel like, okay, I feel this person has committed enough to me, and now I can sort of bring down my guard and open up some part of me that I wasn't comfortable sharing at the initial stage. So I hope this video helped you to know what to say and when to say it. Don't have this mouth diarrhea that when you're with somebody, you're just all over the person, all over the place, and it's just sometimes so overwhelming. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you found it helpful. I hope you found it useful. So please watch use the link in the description box to enroll for the friend course and to also see other things you can shop or do. Thank you so much, and I will see you in another video. Bye for now.